Da 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 da. Welcome back to Sky and Night Stream. We're playing more Ace Attorney. So back where we left off, I was in this trial with Marshall. I didn't get to complete it because something came up, but hopefully today I can get through this trial. Hopefully with no problem. Maybe. I highly doubt it for myself, but I like to think that I might be able to get through it. We'll find out, right? Let's see, I don't remember exactly what was going on here. Okay, yeah, we're talking about how there wasn't a murder in the evidence room. Let's see. But that case was solved 2 years ago, wasn't it? Wrong button. That's the reason the evidence was stored in the evidence room. Joe Dark was convicted for his crimes. I don't know if that's Dark or Darky. Or could be Derek. No, that's not how you spell Derek. Never mind. One thing I could say for sure is he deserved his sentence. I remember that Joe. Remember the Joe case. It involved serial murders, didn't it? I don't intend to complain about how it turned out. But there's something that still bothers me. Something went down at that trial. Something no one will talk about. What happened? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out. Why is he so concerned with the incident? Maybe I should present him with what I think his real reason is. I had a feeling we'd wind up here sooner or later. Everyone involved here is related in the case, some way to that case. I better take another look at the files. Let's see, where's the files at that I have gotten, I have obtained. Man, I have so much evidence. Oh yeah, here it is. Let's see, where was he mentioned in here? Oh yeah, Marshall, he was a victim. Well, yeah.
Objection!
Officer Marshall, I think I understand. I think I know why you care so much about the SL9 incident. Sounds like you've been sipping too much cactus juice, partner. Cactus juice. Sounds delicious. I have the SL9 incident file here. The name Marshall is mentioned in here. In a list of murder victims. Neil Marshall. Are you related to this man? Neil Marshall? Yeah, I'm sure you've heard the name. 2 years ago, he received the same lousy prosecutor award you got. What? A prosecutor? He must be talking about the King of Prosecutors award. Now I remember. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He handled the SL9 case before I did. That's right. He was killed. And the case fell into your hands. But what's his relation to you? Oh, he took off his hat. He was my brother. I do kind of see the relation, I guess. Well, I don't know, I can't. They have the same, like, Western type look, type theme. So I guess that makes sense. He was investigating the murders with Damon Gant, the then Deputy Chief of Police. The group of detectives I was part of worked under them. Here's Angel over here. We were desperate to prosecute the killer. Oh. You look like a butler. In disguise. Joe Darky. My brother fought him and was killed. Oh, well, that's not good. That was the first time he left behind any evidence. That was all we needed. He was arranged incarcerated. That's the word. The case was finally closed. At least according to the police records. What do you mean? My brother could have been killed by Joe. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight. And that's it? That's your reason for your insane actions? There's more to my brother's death than what the records say. No matter how much you try to hide it, you can't fool me. Well, at least one thing's for certain. Now we know what happened at the police department on the day of the crime. That was the last day of the SL9 case could be reopened. Not satisfied with this resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence. Disguising himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room. Officer Meekins confronted him, so he rendered him unconscious and fled. Yes, this mystery has finally been cleared up. No murder took place at the police department that day. The things that happen by chance never cease to amaze. At exactly the same time as the murder at the prosecutor's office, this fake murder was going on at the police department. Chance? It's got to be more than just that. So if no one was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime, that means the murder in the prosecutor's office parking lot was the real one. Which in turn means only one person could have committed the crime. Chief Prosecutor Lena Skye.
Objection!
But wait! A verdict wasn't reached in yesterday's trial.
Objection!
Which is why we examined the incident at the police department today. But there's only one reason the defendant was not convicted yesterday. There yet remained the mystery of the simultaneous murder at the police department. It seems to me this boy's got the draw on you, partner. All of the mysteries at the police department have been resolved, no doubt about it. Our sole murder took place at the prosecutor's office. The only suspect is Lena Skye. And the testimony of one of Miss Angel Starr is completely incontestable. If you have a response, make it a single word or less. Ugh! I'm sorry if that destroyed anybody's eardrums. I rest my case. It seems this trial has reached its conclusion. There's no room for doubt. Well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I didn't need to waste my time disproving the alleged murder at the police department. There's no doubt what I proved today is true. The apparent murder on the security camera's tape really was fake, but I didn't realize that would end up proving Lena guilty. Now then, the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant... Who? Oh! Her sister! Is gonna be on trial. Your Honor! Wait! Emma! The defense has an objection. A scientific objection. Right? What do you mean, Wright? Mr. Wright? Are you this girl's guardian? Well, sort of, I guess. Your Honor, in a sense, please, Your Honor. All I'm asking is for a minute of your time. Please hear me out. Mr. Edgeworth, please. I don't want to leave any loose ends. You want a minute? I'll give you 3. I was kind of in a shock. I mean, finding out the SL9 incident referred to that Joe Darky killings. Now that she mentions it, the names above Sky's sisters were in that file. But that's when I figured it out. I mean, what Officer Marshall was trying to do that day. So I knew his fingerprint had nothing to do with the crime. That left only one thing. The other handprint. You mean, the traces of blood found on Detective Gumshoe's locker? But no fingerprints were found on it, right? No, but I figured I examined it scientifically, I'd be sure to find a clue. So, I ran over there and looked at it again. So, did you find something? No. Huh? Sorry, I guess I'm not too much of a scientific investigator after all. Is that all? Please tell me that's not all. Please don't be mad. I'm just a high school student. Please tell me that's not all you have, Emma. Your sister is about to be found guilty and you stopped the trial for that? Really? Emma! And I'm just an attorney. But Mr. Wright, those traces of blood are the only clue we have. If we can't find something wrong with them, please, Mr. Wright, you're a professional. If anyone could save Lena, it's you. Me? Oh boy. Time's up. Now then, Mr. Wright. With regard to the incident at the police department, does any reasonable doubt remain? It appears the defense is troubled by the other blood mark. I mean, I am pretty troubled by it. Looking at the floor plans, a handprint was discovered around here. Is there a problem with this? Mr. Wright, I'm sorry I can't be of more use. But still, if you can't find any wrong with that blood mark, Lena will be. Please answer my question, Mr. Wright. We don't have all day. Yes, Your Honor. If ever I've needed to concentrate, it's now. What could be wrong with that handprint on Detective Gumshoe's locker? Could there be something I'm missing? There has to be a problem with it. This handprint left at the crime scene clearly shows a contradiction. The only thing that seems clear is your grasping, Mr. Wright. You've been staring pretty intently at those floor plans. Tell me, is there a problem with them? Yes, this is strange. Take a good look at these floor plans. Something is missing. Missing? You mean something hasn't been drawn on there? Yes. Something that, when drawn, will completely change the meaning of the blood mark. Let us pray that the defense isn't simply trying to buy time. Very well, Mr. Wright. With all this evidence here, there's got to be something I could use. The question is, which item could prove something is missing on the floor plans? Is it the blue badger panel? I mean, it was in the video, and it's not there anymore. Take that! What about that piece of plywood? The blue badger, mascot of the police force. Defender of truth, guardian of proof. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. Please look at the floor plans of the crime scene. The Blue Badger is not here. So watch what happens when we put him in. This is where he was dancing at the time of the crime. Well, what? That's right. So long as the Blue Badger is dancing here, it would be impossible to place a handprint at this spot on the locker. What? Everybody is shook. So that means, just exactly what does that mean? It means it can't be done. What are you saying? Blood traces were undeniably found on that locker. Don't look at me. I didn't put it there. Mr. Wright, think it through scientifically. If you say scientifically one more time, I swear. Emma, on that afternoon, Officer Meekins was the one who brought the Blue Badger to the evidence room, right? After he put it down, it would be impossible to leave the handprint on that locker. So, that must mean this blood mark was left there before the Blue Badger was brought in. Just one moment. I will not allow such a far-fetched balderdash in my courtroom. It may sound far-fetched, Your Honor, but isn't that the only possible explanation? On February 21st, in the police department's evidence room, blood was spilled not once, but twice. But how? One time was captured on this tape taken by the security camera. Officer Meekins cut his hand from which a trivial amount of blood fell. The problem is, the other time. Someone bled prior to the struggle shown on this tape. It had to have been Detective Goodman when he was really murdered.
Objection!
That's ridiculous! I refuse to accept your absurd claim.
Objection!
The murder portrayed in the security tape has been proven to be a fake. However, that does not explain the blood mark found on the locker.
Objection!
So then, assuming this murder you purport really happened, when did it take place? I demand that you show evidence that proves when it occurred. When did the first incident occur? To summarize, the defense claims that prior to Officer Meekins being cut by Jake Marshall, who was posing as Detective Goodman, another incident took place in that evidence room. That's right, the blood mark on that locker proves this. Very well, then tell us. When did this first incident occur? As Mr. Edgeworth said, proof must be presented. Proof that shows when the murder took place. There's only one piece of evidence that could show that. Now then, will the defense please present its evidence? What shows when the first crime took place? First crime. There is this weird number, 4:20 p.m. of whatever that is right there that doesn't make any sense. It's very suspicious.
Take
so I'm gonna present it. If the crime took place inside the evidence room, then the killer would have had to enter it. And in order to do so, an ID card would have been required. And an ID card— oh! The ID card record! Officer Meekins brought the Blue Badger panel into the evidence room at— let's see here— 4:50 p.m. If the crime took place before that time, then it would be 4:40 p. Ah! Ah! Miles Edgeworth! Just what have you done? It's not Miles Edgeworth. I think it's that very suspicious looking ID card that has no name that's full on sevens. Whoever that belongs to probably did it. I never would have figured you had the nerve, boy. Boy. Drop the act, witness. It doesn't take a lot of thought to figure out it couldn't have been me. Nope, I ain't getting it. He has an alibi. I'm afraid I don't understand either. It's clear from the luminal test that blood was there. However, when the second crime took place, both Officer Meekins and Officer Marshall failed to notice the blood. That means the blood from the first crime was wiped away by the real murderer. I would have had just 10 minutes to murder the victim, carry his body away, and clean up the blood. Unfortunately, that's physically impossible. That would mean the crime must have taken place before Mr. Edgeworth entered the evidence room. Let's look at the chart again. There's only one other card number remaining. 7777777777777777777777777. Talk about a lucky number. But wait, that doesn't make sense. How could Detective Goodman have entered the evidence room? Since there's no record of his card being used beforehand, he must have entered along with the real murderer. That's the only plausible explanation. He went in with 77777777777777777. Mr. Edgeworth, please look into this ASAP. Find out whose ID number is 7777777777777. That's one 7 too many, Your Honor. Oh my goodness. Unfortunately, I'm unable to look up the owner of that ID card. At least, at present. What? Explain yourself, son. The ID number belongs to someone with a rank of captain of higher. Someone who is so-called executive officer. We don't have the authority to inquire into such a person's identity. But that's ridiculous. Just how? I'm not finished talking, Mr. Wright. There is one situation in which we can be granted such authority. If an official charge filed against an executive is accepted. An official charge. You're all alike, aren't you? With your cover-ups and your forgeries. That's how the prosecutor's office operates. I take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. I would appreciate it if you would keep your slander to yourself. Slander, is it? Okay, let me ask a question. Yes? No, not to you. To her, the defendant sitting over there. Your own little executive. Lena?
Objection!
Don't be stupid. She's been charged with murder. Of course we've looked up her ID number. And it's not 7777777. Don't play me for a fool, partner. That's not what I want to ask. All I want to know is one thing about that incident. The SL9 incident? Answer me this, Chief Prosecutor. In that trial 2 years ago, did you really only use legitimate evidence? Do you need the witness to repeat his question, Chief Prosecutor? I heard him fine, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, I was in charge of the prosecution for that trial. At the time, occasionally, we felt the powerlessness of the law. At least, I did. Lena! I became a prosecutor in order to suppress crime with the law. But before I realized it, we were the ones being suppressed by the law. Defendant! Just what are you saying? I'll ask you again, Chief Prosecutor. During that trial 2 years ago, did you really present all the evidence in court? Can you look me, an investigator in that crime, in the eye and say you did? Chief Prosecutor, you didn't. I don't have to, Officer Marshall. Why won't you answer him? Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to do in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. But Lena! Even if it involved forging evidence. See? That's what I'm talking about. No. No! Order! 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 Lena's remarks caused such a stir that chaos in the courtroom could not be quelled. The conclusion of the trial would have to wait until the following day. To be continued. Da-da-da-dum. February 24th, 3:12 p.m., Wright & Co. Law Offices. I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright. I'm sorry for what my sister said. We did what we had to do in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. I didn't know. I never knew that the SL9 incident was just another name for the Joe killings. Sounds like everyone's heard about these killings but me. Lena wanted Dark convicted so badly. That's why she used me. That's why she used what happened to me. What happened to you, Emma? What do you mean, what happened to you? It's all there in the file. Joe's last victim was prosecutor Neil Marshall. When he murdered Officer Marshall's brother, he left behind an incriminating piece of evidence. But what did you have to do with those killings, Emma? On the night prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered, Joe tried to kill me. Oh, hello! Hello, at last! Welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? Thank you for the raid. What? He tried to kill you? Officer Marshall's brother, Neil, was only trying to save me. So that means you. Yes. I was a witness in the Joe trial. I didn't see that one coming. Talk to me more about it. I need to know the information right now, Emma. It happened 2 years ago. It was right about this time of the year, too. There was a terrible thunderstorm that day, unusual for the season. I was alone in my sister's office. We were planning to eat dinner together once she finished her work. Then suddenly, this terrifying man came bursting into the office. Joe. It seemed like he was running from someone. He pulled out a knife and screamed at me. I didn't know what was going on. Just then, Prosecutor Marshall showed up. Jake Marshall's brother. Joe tried to take me hostage, but before he could, Mr. Marshall tackled him. Then, what happened? I'll never forget it. Lightning struck and the lights went out. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighting up the office for an instant. What I saw then burned a permanent picture in my mind. I could still see it now. A permanent picture? I don't remember the moment when Dark stabbed Mr. Marshall, so you weren't able to testify about that. No, I was only asked about when I was attacked. That must be why why she made up the crime. Made it up? You mean, provided bogus evidence? The prosecutor's office wanted that guilty verdict so badly. Lena forged the evidence, and Mr. Edgeworth used it. Edgeworth? Yes, but I'm sure he didn't know anything about it. He couldn't have known he was being given false evidence. Even so, that's when it all started. The rumors about Mr. Edgeworth, it's all my fault. If I could have just testified properly, none of this would have happened. So it's true. Even though he may have not known it, Edgeworth really was involved in falsifying evidence. After that case ended, Lena was never the same. She became cold like she was today. She must have not been able to face up to what she did, especially not to Emma. Oh, that's sad. Edgeworth is having to suffer for the consequences of something he didn't even know he did. Oh, that's gotta be a huge shock to him. I feel bad for Edgeworth. What did you see in the instant that the crime occurred? Dark knocked down Mr. Marshall and raised his knife. Neil Marshall was stabbed right in front of this poor girl. I don't remember what happened after that. Apparently I passed out. When I came to, Lena was cradling me in her arms. Poor Emma. You've been through so much. Oh, now I kind of feel bad for disliking her character early on in the game. Poor Emma. I couldn't bring myself to testify about that instant. I tried, but the words just wouldn't come out. I drew a picture, but it wasn't any good. 2 years ago. You must have been 14. That's understandable. Once it was all over, I made up my mind. I decided that when I grew up, I'd become a scientific investigator. I want to be able to fight crime with my testimonies, and find the evidence to make an airtight case. That way Lena would never have to forge any. I see. I think I'm finally starting to understand what makes Emma tick. But there's still something that bothers me about that crime. There's something that's puzzling me, Emma. What is it? You said you were in Lena's office at the time, right? That's right. Why then would a serial killer come running in there? Not only that, but he was being chased by a prosecutor. Oh, there's no mystery there. Joe had been taken in for questioning that day. Taken in for questioning? You mean by the police? Of course, this happened at the police department. He tried to run away halfway through the interview and fled into my sister's office. But why did he run all the way over to your sister's office? Because the detective offices and the questioning room are right across from the elevator. Across from the elevator. But Lena was the chief prosecutor, wasn't she? No, silly. Didn't I tell you? 2 years ago, Lena was a detective. So, she was the best in the entire force. What? That's news to me. After the Joe case, she was transferred to the prosecutor's office and made chief prosecutor. Lena used to be a detective. I better have another talk with her. Yeah, let's go have another talk with Lena about this. That would be the best decision. Lena! Mr. Wright, it seems I keep causing you trouble. Falsifying evidence. I didn't think you were the type. Criminals don't mind playing foul, why should we? But Lena, if you're wrong, an innocent person might be found guilty. Believe me, I understand the risk. Lena, Emma told me about you. Oh? About how you were a detective 2 years ago. And how the SL9 incident was the reason for your transfer to the prosecutor's office. That's right. Could you fill me in on the details, especially about that unusual change of jobs? I suppose you have a right to know, Mr. Wright. Yeah, tell me all about it, please. A lot of revelations were uncovered at the trial today, not the least of which was the fact that this case is largely connected to another one 2 years ago. Evidence from that case was stolen as well. Thought I expected as much. I know how obsessive Officer Marshall can be. That trial, it really wasn't fair, was it? I believed in you, Lena. I believe that no matter what happened, you always stick to the truth. I couldn't be helped, Emma. At that trial 2 years ago, I sold my soul. Well, all drama aside, the fact of the matter is, at 5:15, there was no murder at the police department. Tell me it's not true, Lena. What the witness, Miss Starr, said. About you stabbing Mr. Goodman with a knife? Lena, I don't understand. Why won't you tell us? Emma, that doesn't involve just me. I don't think I've ever seen Lena look so fazed before. It's true, I was a member of the police force 2 years ago. She probably can't talk because a higher up did it. Or a higher up has somehow framed her. I'm telling you, this guy right here, Damon Gant, he's really suspicious. He seems like the type of guy who would, maybe do something fishy, get her to do it, or something like that, or frame her somehow, or get her to do his bidding, something like that, and nobody's gonna believe that he did it, so she's having to take the fall. I feel like that might be the case. She was amazing. Oh, he's even in this picture! They still talk about all the cases she and Chief Gant cracked together. See, even he's in this picture. He has a close connection with her. It's Gant. It's Gant. Chief Gant. He was the deputy chief of the police back then, but still worked at the crime scenes. Damon Gant. He was everything I aspired to be. They were the best team ever. They solved crimes before the reports could even be filed. Emma really idolized her big sister. But now you're chief prosecutor. What happened? I always planned on becoming a prosecutor. The reason I became a detective was... to gain experience investigating crime scenes, so you could use that experience in court, right? Gant's help in the SL9 case was crucial to its resolution. After that, he became chief of police and arranged my transfer to the prosecutor's office. Maybe I should ask more about this investigation of theirs 2 years ago. I'll be right back. I want to go get something to drink. Okay, I'm back. I have returned with some Dr. Pepper to drink. And now let's continue on with the game, right? 2 years ago, I was second in command of detectives investigating Dark. I still don't know if that's pronounced Darky or just Dark, or if there's another pronunciation for it. So I apologize to everybody if I am completely butchering the name. Second in command. That means the investigation led was Damon Gant, right? Yes, Deputy Chief Gant and I shared the same office and the same investigations. They even had the same office. Were these two like a secret couple or something? Or were they just like really good friends? We led a team of the best detectives on the force. Detective Goodman, whose case it was, Jake Marshall and Angel Starr. It was the first time Marshall worked with his brother. He was quite gung-ho. And then this butler-looking dude came in and ruined everything. Without a doubt, Joe was the serial killer. We asked him to come in for the questioning. We were desperate for evidence. That was when his final murder took place. When he tried to murder Emma. Prosecutor Marshall was trying to save me from him. You see, the first person who happened upon the scene of the crime was me. Now you tell us. Okay, what did you see? Damon Gant and Neil Marshall were the ones questioning him that day. The investigation was its final stages, and Darky must have suddenly panicked. So he waited until Gant and Marshall let their guards down, then fled the room. From there, he ran straight to the office shared by Deputy Chief Gant and myself. That's where he found me. So you were the first person to run to the scene, Lena. It appears so. I was filing some papers while Gant and Marshall were questioning him. Oh. When I returned to my office, I saw 3 bodies on the floor and smelled blood. 3 bodies? Wait, 3? Well, wait, one of them's probably, Emma, right? Because she passed out on the floor? I'm assuming that's probably maybe one of the bodies. I don't know. Wait, so... how did the knife get lodged into his back? And I think that's, the serial killer on the floor, right? With Marshall on top of him? I could be seeing this incorrectly, but I can't tell. Three bodies? Prosecutor Marshall, the victim, Emma, who had passed out. Okay, yeah, Emma's included in there. And the suspect, Joe. During the struggle, it seems Mr. Marshall struck the final blow before he died. Joe had acquired a minor concussion and lay unconscious. Okay, so he's just laying unconscious. Okay. What did you do? To be honest, I panicked. I picked up Emma, carried her out the room, and just held her. Can't blame her. After all, her sister must have gone through. After that, I placed Dark under immediate arrest. Let me get this straight. You were all involved in the SL9 incident. That's right. Quite a coincidence, hmm? I don't buy it. What are you saying? There's no way everyone involved in this trial was also involved in that incident. Just by chance. But that case was solved 2 years ago. At least one person went to extremes because they didn't believe it was truly solved. Officer Marshall, yes, his actions came as a surprise to me as well. Ever since his brother died, he's changed completely. I guess he wasn't convinced with the ruling against Joe. Life doesn't end with the closing of a case. Everyone has to live the rest of their lives with their memories. That case just might not be over yet. I'm telling you, Gant looks really suspicious. Gant looks like the type of guy who would somehow plan all of this to happen again. Emma was assaulted by Dark at the police department, right? Yes, in the office that Damon Gant and I shared. Gant keeps appearing way too many times. I swear, it's Gant. Gant did it. The office that Mr. Gant now occupies by himself. The chief's office. Maybe we should have a look at the chief's office. The site of the final SL9 murder. I mean, Gant even told Mr. Edgeworth to go get some evidence from the locker. To hold on for himself. It's suspicious. It's really suspicious. Let's see, would that be in, criminal affairs? No, wait, this is probably... Oh, well, there's a thing here anyway. It's the same, though. Why don't we go look for some other people to talk to? Right, we can come back here later. Always love talking to a gumshoe. Love Gumshoe, he's amazing. Hey, Marshall! Howdy, Bambina. Oh, Mr. Marshall. I never thought things turned out this way when I woke up this morning. I don't know how to pronounce that correctly, so I'm not going to try to pronounce it correctly. You never know where life will lead you, eh, Bambina? I should have known my luck had run out when old Billy dried up this morning. Billy? Must be his pet cactus. Pet cactus. I thought it was a fish for a second. Say, where are you headed? Just over to the prosecutor's office for a little interrogation. It's a voluntary appearance, but we all know I won't be coming back. Sorry, but you can't go in the evidence room today, partner. But, Mr. Marshall, why did you do it? Why do prosecutors head west? If ever there was a case I needed to know the truth about, it was that one. Before you turn yourself in, Mr. Marshall, would you mind telling us exactly what happened? Looks like I won't be getting a steak lunch today. Alright. Looks like you're willing to talk, so let's talk. Something was fishy about that trial from the beginning. It wasn't just me either. All the detectives thought so. What do you mean, fishy? Some of the facts reported were inconsistent with the evidence we found. For example, the murder weapon. The murder weapon? You mean... that switchblade knife that was... the switchblade knife with the broken tip? That was... Joe, alright. But, in the initial autopsy report, a question was raised. A question? The blade of the knife was not perfect match with the wound with the victim sustained. What does that mean? It means there's a good chance that knife was not the murder weapon. However, in the report that was finally submitted, that possibility had been erased. Could be facts have been concealed with forged evidence? Maybe, I mean, they won the trial with forged evidence, so who knows what else was forged in the trial. That case left behind scars on all of us. The scars that the SL9 incident left behind. Okay, Prosecutor Marshall, tell me more about him. I got the looks, but he got the brains. He was one of the best prosecutors around. I had just made detective when it went down. It was our first case together. How old was he, your brother? He was 27 at the time. He was awarded the highest honor that very day. The highest honor? You mean the... we're talking about the prosecutor trophy now, right? Yeah, king of the prosecutors. That is for some odd reason broken. I knew it. What are you looking at me like that for? That's an honor for a prosecutor. Mr. Marshall must have really been close with his brother. The day the SL9 incident took place, that wasn't the same day as... That's right! It was the day of the evidence transferal. This case is getting more and more suspicious by the minute. Interesting. It was drizzling that morning, and by nightfall there was thunder. I can't believe 2 years had gone by already. I tried to steal the evidence so the case wouldn't die. Apparently someone tried to stop you. Detective Goodman was murdered. and the evidence locker was empty. There was something going on behind the scenes in that case. We all knew that later. Every detective involved in that investigation, save one, was taken care of. Miss Starr was fired, and I was demoted and boxed away in a tiny room. What about Detective Goodman? They did something to him, too. The commissioners would get suspicious. No, they were careful enough not to be too obvious. They? Who are you talking about? Don't get upset, Bambina. I mean, Damon Gant and Lena Skye. The investigation led to Damon Gant and his second-in-command, Lena Skye. This dude is suspicious. This guy is very suspicious. With his seashell-looking beard, he is super suspicious. There wasn't a person on the force who hadn't heard of that duo. That case was the biggest step in both of their careers. After the case ended, Lena transferred to the prosecutor's office, right? Yeah, Damon Gant, the new chief of police, arranged for that to happen. She's never been the same since she left. Everyone who knew her said so. Chief Prosecutor Skye was totally different when she was a detective. Now that he mentions it, Emma said something like that too. Tell me, what happened to my sister? Sorry, Bambina, but her secret is too well guarded. I never found out Lena's secret. It all started 2 years ago. I'm telling you, it has something to do with Gant. It's gotta be something to do with Gant. So there you have it. That's my story. Did you enjoy it, partner? It was certainly enlightening. There's one thing for sure I found out in court today. That boy, Edgeworth, isn't my enemy. Boy. He was the one who used falsified evidence to get a guilty verdict. But someone else was the one who gave him that evidence and planned everything. That someone is Damon Gant. Sounds like the type of guy who would murder somebody and then throw it all on Lena. And there's no way Lena can, go against his power, right? So she has to take the fall. Unless we find a way to pin it on Gant. Don't believe me? Well, I don't blame you. I won't even be a patrolman after today. He is well, if he falsified that evidence, he could falsify a whole scene of what happened to the body as well. Or maybe she's trying to cover for his murder. Willingly. Or something like that. I don't know. I just know Gant. He has to be the one that did it. It makes the most logical sense. Too bad I won't be around to work with you when you become a real scientific investigator. Adios, Bambina! Well, let's go inside. Oh well, not go inside. Never mind. Then there's this creepy thing. Still writhing around today. Oh, please don't. Why? Let's give him the benefit of the doubt and say he's dancing. Can we just put him out of his misery? Speaking of dancing, the whole police department has been dancing about like crazy since the other day. Can I take out his batteries? Please do. I can. He might. Who knows? Just a minute. Okay, we already know what this is. Okay, so I guess we'll leave and go to the underground parking lot, I guess. Is Angel here? Or Edgeworth? Somebody? No, nobody's here. Okay, no one's here today. Not even Miss Starr. Everyone's probably busy looking into what exactly went down in the evidence room. That must be where the detectives are. But we proved in court today that on the day of the crime, no one was murdered in the evidence room at 5:15 p.m. Yeah, I thought we were finally making some headway in our case, but instead it looks like we just ended up making Lena look even more guilty. Which was probably the goal, considering it might be ran by Gant, and he likes to make false evidence, right? According to what everybody else has said. Hang in there, Lena. I've got to find all the answers by tomorrow. So Gant is probably framing her in some way. Is there anything new over here? Oh, it doesn't look like it. Mr. Edgeworth isn't here. Maybe he's been questioned by an inquiry committee. He took a real beating in court today. Yeah, with Lena admitting to falsifying evidence 2 years ago. I guess we'll just have to come back later. I still want to know why there was blood in here, of all places. Let's see, Okay, here we go. Here's something. This place is always pretty empty, but today it's deserted. That must mean everyone's busy solving crimes. Oh, if you're looking for the others, they're in the conference room. Thanks. Well, he actually talked to us. But the chief prosecutor saying what she did, and the decision about what to do. About Mr. Edgeworth not to mention our statement to the media in tomorrow's trial. There's more chaos going on than Thanksgiving and Christmas put together. I think festive is the word usually used for those. I don't think the word festive would be used for this scenario, though. Because this is anything but festive. Sir? We'd like to have a look around Chief Gant's office. Just use the connecting hallway to the other building and take the elevator to the top floor. Really? You mean it's okay for us to go in there? I mean, we aren't police officers or anything. Hey, you're right. You can't go in there. It's off limits. Now I see where Detective Gumshoe gets his unique charm. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's head to the chief's office. Wow, okay. That's funny. Is Gant in here? Oh, whoa, okay. Is that a whole, like, piano? Is this a whole accordion? Oh, okay, that's a little fancy. That's a little too fancy for a police department office, but okay. What is this picture over here? Whoa, where am I? In the chief's office, silly. At least that's what it said on the door. Check out the pipe organ. I called it an accordion. That's the wrong thing. Whoops, wrong instrument, my bad. Hold on 1 second. Okay, there we go. Pipe organ. I called it an accordion. I can't believe this. Well, wait, what did I call it? Did I call it organ? Without the pipe? I don't remember. My brain is fried. I'm gonna move off this. move off that before I just melt my brain even more. Hey, I used to take organ lessons at kindergarten. They used to call me Little Miss Batch. I thought I was a genius until they tried teaching me what... I never could remember where the sea was. Oh no, Gant has been summoned. Run. Run for your life. Oh, it's you two. Chief Gant! We're not here for any weird reason whatsoever. I'm totally not wondering that... I totally don't think you did it because you could have, like, authorized the thing to be open. Or maybe your own, forge your own ID to get in. I totally don't think that of you, Mr. Gant. He put that paper he was reading in his desk. So, rightio, have you been swimming lately? No, I haven't. I've been kind of busy lately. I can appreciate that. I've always had my hands full, too, with Mr. Marshall's misconduct. And Lena's probative statement. Oh, you mean about the forged evidence? 2 years have passed since that incident. My, how time flies. See that big picture on the wall over there? That's a picture of Lena, Neil, and me. So this is Mr. Marshall's brother, Prosecutor Neil Marshall. We took it to commemorate our work together. Something's not right with this picture. Well, I can't really... Oh, wait. Wait. Yeah, wait a second. Wait a second. There's supposed to be a sword on this thing? Hold up, but one moment. Wait, that's the vase! That's the vase from the evidence room that we put together. Okay, wait, back to what I was looking at before. The trophy. It has a sword. The trophy we have doesn't have a sword. The sword is missing a tip. The game said that the knife that was stabbed into his back, the point of the tip of that knife did not match up with the blade. That blade right there, missing a tip. I bet it matches up with the sword there behind the K. I bet it matches up. Gant stabbed him in the back or something. I don't know. That or his head was smashed against this vase here. I don't know, I may be completely off about that, especially since he's alive in this photo, but this here, I think it's really suspicious. I can't quite seem to put my finger on it, though. Anyway, I like to reminisce all day, but there are matters that need my attention. Also, I apologize if you guys just heard me eat a chip. I thought I muted my mic, but now that I look at it, I don't think I muted my mic when I ate that chip, so y'all might have just heard a loud crunch, and I am deeply sorry about that. I'm going to lock up here, so let's get out together. No. Oh. But this office. It was a crime scene 2 years ago, wasn't it? That case has long since been over. There's no need to investigate it anymore. Actually, there is plenty of reasons for us to investigate it, Mr. Gant. What are you hiding? All the same, we'd still like to have a look around. Perhaps you didn't hear me. I said there's no need to investigate it anymore. Now hurry up and get out. I have a meeting to attend. Looks like we aren't welcome. It seems that case isn't over with yet, after all. What do you mean? Chief Gant denied a request to search the crime scene. That means there must be a reason he didn't want us looking around in there. You mean like a clue? Oh yeah, there's definitely a clue in there. There's gotta be a way we can get inside the chief's office. Oh, there's 100% a clue. Maybe, Gumshoe's back and he can, like, sneak us in or something. Gumshoe! I love you, Gumshoe. You're amazing. Hey, pal. Detective Gumshoe! Aren't I so happy to see you? I have a request for you, man. Aren't you supposed to be in the meeting? I'm, just taking a breather. My feet hurt. From sitting so long? Actually, please tell me they didn't fire you. From serving everyone coffee. Okay, that makes more sense. Sounds like Detective Gumshoe's still out of the loop. Say, have either of you seen Mr. Edgeworth? Edgeworth? No. Why do you ask? He's under fire from both the police department and the prosecutor's office. It's almost like the battles between you two in court. That sounds pretty serious. Is it because of what my sister said? More than likely. That's basically what it all boils down to. That falsified evidence 2 years ago. Now Mr. Edgeworth has the whole world after his blood. Yikes, and he didn't even know. He didn't mean to do it. He didn't mean it. But why would Edgeworth be blamed? It's not like he knew the evidence was forged. Lena Skye is the guilty party here, isn't she? Regardless, a prosecutor is responsible for the evidence they present in court. Not only that, but as you know, there have been a lot of rumors going around about Mr. Edgeworth. His amazing talent as a prosecutor has kept him safe from those who don't like him. But now with this, are there really so many people who hate him? In our world, only those with talent rise to the top. Mr. Edgeworth not only has that, but he's young. There's no better recipe I know for it, but no better recipe I know of for making enemies. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. Hey, Dick, keep up the good work. Yes, sir. Let's go out for lunch again sometime. My treat. Yes, sir. You gotta take me back to that joint sometime. Okay, Dick? Yes, sir. It seems you don't have any problems with enemies. Yeah, well, I'm careful not to stick out. Anyway, but you do stick out. You kind of stick out from everybody else here. But in a good way. You stick out in a good way, Gumshoe. Under all this pressure, I'm afraid Mr. Edgeworth just might crack. He might. I hope he doesn't. Actually, I took a look at the file earlier, while the coffee was brewing. He seems genuinely concerned for Edgeworth. Well, did you find out anything? The only evidence Darky left behind was during his final attack. His final attack? You mean... when he killed Prosecutor Marshall, who was trying to protect some girl. Me. It seems Detective Gumshoe never realized Emma was the girl. That's when he left the most incriminating evidence of all. Well, what was it? Oh, let's see. I think it had something to do with the murder weapon. Oh, I forgot. Look, it's all written somewhere in here, okay? His powers of recognition never fail to impress. Maybe we should show him the murder weapon. It might jog his memory. Maybe. Joe was 42 at the time of the crime. He was just your run-of-the-mill businessman. A businessman? What made him take to serial killing? One day on his way home from work, he hit someone with his car. With his car, so it was an accident. An accident, yes, but it transformed him into an animal. An animal? He killed a man that witnessed the accident. Then he killed a lady who saw it. Oh, he killed a kid? So he just killed a bunch of witnesses and then turned himself in. Seems he was a pretty careless animal. Of course, this is all conjecture. There wasn't a single shred of evidence. So he turned himself in. Yes, but in the middle of his questioning, he fled and murdered his final victim. I don't know about that. I don't think he murdered him. Prosecutor Marshall. I think Gant murdered him. Well, or something, I don't know. That crime was witnessed by someone too, but luckily Dark was arrested on the spot. It's a good thing that last witness wasn't killed. That last witness. AKA Emma. Alright, that showed him the murder weapon. That's not what I wanted. Well, I guess it still works. About this. Hey, is that... It has a tag attached to it with the label SL9 incident on it. I believe this would be the broken murder weapon you were speaking of. What are you doing with that? Ever since that case was closed, that knife's been locked away in that locker. On the day Detective Goodman was murdered, this suddenly disappeared from the locker and was found in Mr. Edgeworth's car muffler. That's it! Now I remember what that incriminating piece of evidence was. When you showed me that knife, it all came back to me. Well, what is it, Detective? Quick, before you forget again. Yeah, tell me before you forget. It was about the point of the knife didn't match up with the weapon, right? This knife, it was Joe's, wasn't it? That's right. We traced it back to the store he bought it at, plus it had his fingerprints on it too. But no one actually witnessed him using it to murder anyone, right? That's where his luck ran out. When you take a good look at the knife, you'll see it's broken. You don't have to take a good look to notice that. Yeah, well, anyway. Take a guess where the broken off tip of the knife was found. That's what did him in. Where was it? The victim, Neil Marshall, was carrying it inside his own body. It was found deep inside the stab wound. Did it match Drake's knife? No, it didn't. You bet. Down to the last five, but that goes completely against what Marshall said. About the tip of the knife not matching up. That's pretty conclusive. Punctured heart and lung. Huh. Well, there you have it, in a nutshell, but that goes against what Marshall said. That's all I know. Can I ask you one more thing? What is it? If it's money you need, you should ask Chief Gant. It's not money, but it does concern the chief. His office is a crime scene, right? It's where prosecutor near Marshall was murdered. The chief's out now, and his office is locked. But we'd like to have a look around, if that's okay. Well, any detective's ID card can unlock the door. What? Really? But if I let a civilian in there, I'd be charged with breach of trust. Breach of trust? Simply put, I'd be canned. Oh. Sorry, pal. I don't plan on getting fired because of you. How about this ID card? It was Detective Goodman's. That won't work either. The data was deleted the day he died. Oh. So, in other words, Gumshoe is our only chance of getting into that office. I wonder if there's something we could show him that would make him change his mind. Maybe. Let's see what we got here. Maybe the ID report. Maybe he'll recognize it, perhaps? Or this. Let's try this first. That's the ID card record, isn't it? They did say only a higher-up could open this door. Well, this would be the card number of a higher-up, so maybe he would know. Yes, there's only one number left to investigate. At 4:20 p.m., the victim, Detective Goodman, must have entered the evidence room along with someone else. Someone with an executive officer number. That's a lot of sevens. That's 1 7 too many, Detective. An executive officer. I just might have a hunch. I also have a hunch that it might have been Gant. What can I show you? Maybe this. You know Officer Marshall? Of course I do. He was like a mentor to me. When I first started out, he even gave me a small cactus. Aw, that's adorable. Really? He said, Dick, she'll listen to all your troubles. Note to self, Detective Gumshoe talks to a cactus. Hard to believe he's just a patrolman now. Someone ought to trade places with him. What? Why are you looking at me like that? You said I could show him something to maybe change his mind. So I'm trying to see. Yeah, it was a pretty big deal what was going on, you know. After all, the serial killer was on the loose. But Lena was pretty clear in her confession. She forged evidence in order to prove Joe guilty. About that jar, I think I've seen it before somewhere. Somewhere. Or maybe it's one of those memories people have from previous lives. This must be the most informative detective I've ever met. Something about it makes me feel uneasy. It's like I'm in the chief's office and he's yelling at me. Chief Gant. Where could I have seen that before? I know exactly where you could have seen it before, in this picture. Hey, wasn't your locker the one with the blood on it, Detective? The handprint of the real murderer's gloved hand, without any fingerprints. Shush! Should they come to arrest me, you'll defend me, won't you? If that happens, I think you'd do better pleading with Edgeworth. Oh, a lost item report, huh? Very impressive, Detective. You knew what it was right off the bat. Well, I am a master of misplacement, you know. Master, that has such a cool ring to it. The way I see it, if things are meant to be lost, then they're meant to be lost. There's a higher power at work here. Well, a higher power. Maybe I shouldn't let him hold any evidence. That would be a smart thing to do. Hey, that powder's used for detecting fingerprints. Yeah, Mr. Edgeworth gave it to us. He did what? All I have is some flour. Are you okay, Detective? Quick! Run! Achoo! Oh no. If it's any help, one time I took a nap on a bench with wet paint. Why am I not comforted? That's funny. Hey, I just bought some of that stuff. Now I can go around detecting blood traces too. Wow, is that a new type? I've never seen that bottle before. Add 3 inches to your base height. I do not think this is talking about finding evidence. At all. Base height? Hey, let me see that. Looming tall, new and improved growth formula. Poor gumshoe! You mean this can't detect any blood traces? No, but it may help you in other ways, possibly. Ways that we will not name. Well, it's not quite the same thing as luminol. So that's why the lady at the counter had that smirk on her face. Oh, that's funny. Okay, that's the same information. Same stuff from the last time I showed it to her. Showed it to him, not her. Hey, that's it! That's the King of Prosecutors award that Mr. Edgeworth got the other day. Okay, talking about if he was at the ceremony. This guy almost made us lose the case. What are you talking about? He was guarding the blood stain on that evidence locker with his life. That's more than you could say about most officers nowadays. It would have saved us a lot of trouble if he hadn't guarded it so well. I have to admit he's right though. Thanks to the Blue Badger, we were able to prove another possibility today. The possibility that another murder took place prior to 5:15 p.m. Whoops, I didn't mean to look at it again. I want to present! I'm scared of myself, but I'm me after all, and what could be wrong with that? I think I'll stay out of this conversation. Let's see, have I showed him everything? I think I have. Oh, okay. Hi, prosecutor's office, room number... I wonder if Edgeworth is back yet. There he is! It looks like he's writing something. What are you doing here? I am here to talk to you, Mr. Edgeworth. He sure was quick to throw that paper on the floor. Tough day in court, huh? I've had to live the past 2 years with rumors flying around. What's another allegation to me? Cheer up, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm rooting for you. That's Edgeworth for you. Always trying to hide his real feelings. So, what do you want? Unlike some people, I don't have all day. Forged evidence? Let's talk about some stuff. There's no excuse for what I've done. 2 years ago, I used false evidence to obtain a guilty verdict. That's what it all breaks down to, and nothing I can do can erase that fact. But you didn't know, did you? I mean, that the evidence was falsified? The police department and the prosecutor's office share a bond of trust. If that bond is broken, we stand to lose everything. The police department's error is my error, my responsibility as a prosecutor in charge. The fact remains the same no matter what excuses I might have. Mr. Edgeworth, I take pride in my work. So tell me why. Why has it all come to this? Even Edgeworth can't keep his kind of emotions bottled up. Are you up for the trial tomorrow? First, last year's trial, and now this one. It seems all you do is worry about me. To be honest, you're getting on my nerves. But Mr. Edgeworth, you can't just walk out on the trial. Tomorrow is the last day. It's too late to change prosecutors. I'll bet that's what my superiors are banking on. I never thought that case would come back to haunt me like this. What do you mean? The list of evidence. It seems too short. Most lists read twice as long. It's only half as long as most trials. Most lists? That is odd. After Neil Marshall was murdered, I became prosecutor for that case. I may not have been part of the investigation, but I knew what I had to do. Use the evidence I was given to prove the suspect guilty. That was really the only thing on my mind at the time. Say, we just saw a picture taken around that time. That picture. Something seemed strange about it. Something seemed very strange about that trial. Not trial, the picture! Ah! Could you tell us again about what happened that day? The day Detective Goodman was murdered? You were participating in a ceremony over at the station, right? I've never cared for ceremonies, but I had to attend that one. Because you were awarded this? Those receiving awards can't exactly skip out on the ceremony. I finished up at the office in the morning, then drove over to the police department. You finished up at the office? Yes, just odds and ends, clerical stuff. I didn't plan on returning to the office that day. That is until I was asked to take something back. Take something back? Are we talking about the screwdriver that Mr. Gant told him to take back? This. Oh yeah, Chief Gant asked you to hold on to that, didn't he? Yes, it was a piece of evidence in a case that was closed half a year ago. He asked me to bring it back to the prosecutor's office. That's the story we heard yesterday. So you came back here to the prosecutor's office because the chief asked you to. That's right. Alright, now show him that picture with the vase in it. And with the award. This picture was hanging on the wall in Chief Gant's office. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He had just started making a name for himself. Looks like this was taken when he received the King of Prosecutors trophy. Speaking of that, there's something that bothers me. Yes, the trophy Mr. Marshall is holding. It's a little different than yours. Yes, you're right. Ah, I remember now. Remember what? That was what the official prosecutor's trophy looked like until 2 years ago. There's a story behind its design. A story? Sounds interesting. Would you mind telling it to us? It's simply really contradiction. That's what the award's based on. Okay, did that open a thing to talk to you about? It did. Nice. This award originates from an ancient Chinese tale. In Chinese, the word contradiction is written with 2 characters. The first means halberd, and the second means shield. Have you heard this story? Me? Oh, sure, everyone knows that. Why don't you tell it, though, for Emma's sake? Totally not for my own sake. Very well. Long ago, in the kingdom of Chu, there was an arms merchant. One day, he presented the king with 2 items. The first was a halberd he claimed could slice through any shield or armor. The second was a shield he claimed could withstand any weapon. Wait a minute. Those claims contradict each other. Very perspective, but then again, you've heard the story before, right? Perceptive, very perceptive. Oh, hello, B. Jones. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? Indeed, hold it! I know, right? It's the best music in this whole game. I love it. Anyway, as you mentioned, the very descriptions of these items discredit them both. When the king pointed this out, the merchant was left speechless. And thus, the Chinese word for contradiction was born. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I see! So the chipped shield and the broken knife symbolize... Precisely so. They symbolize the merchant's items. The ancient tale ends with the merchant at a loss for words. But it's in our nature to pursue matters to their conclusion, even if it results in something as ugly as this. Wow, thanks, Mr. Edgeworth. I learned something new today. That's funny. But why is the knife gone? Why is the sword gone from it, though? If that's so, then why were you only given a shield? You'll have to ask Chief Gant. Chief Gant probably stabbed somebody with it, that's probably why. It's probably secretly the actual murder weapon. 2 years ago, he had the halberd, part of the ward, abolished. So yeah, that's the correct word. Chief Gant. King of Prosecutors Trophy updated. Let's see, is there anything else I could show you? Do you know anything about this vase? Because I'm pretty sure this vase is in, Gant's office. Well, was in Gant's office. As shown by the picture that we have. Okay. Okay, yeah, that's fair. Is there anything else I can show you? No? Okay. I didn't expect to get anything out of that, but I wanted to make sure before I move on. I have a locker in there as well. Did you notice anything amiss when you were in the evidence room? That room's always dark, and I was in a hurry. I didn't see anything out of the ordinary. You have anything to say about the screwdriver you stole? No? Okay. Oh. But this isn't related to the case, remember? You said so yourself. It's gotta be related to the case somehow. Somehow. I don't know how, but it is. So I did. Chief Gant gave this to you that day, didn't he? He asked you to bring it here from the police department. The chief is a very competitive man, but sometimes he does things that don't make any sense. How much do you want to bet the screwdriver is like the murder weapon or something like that, and they just gave it to Edgeworth to frame him later? At least it's better than being incompetent and doing things that don't make sense. A certain detective comes to mind. Detective Gumshoe, probably. I don't think there's anything else I could possibly present to him. So... let's move on. Maybe we'll run into somebody else somewhere. Is it Angel? Is this Angel Star we're running into? Oh, it's somebody we don't know. Okay. Excuse me. No, it is Angel Star. Okay. Would either of you care for a quarter-pound of roast beef? It's Star! I guess she's out of lunches. You certainly are the curious sort, aren't you? I know, roast beef. It's delicious. Love me some roast beef in the morning. Kind of like the first person who sucked a cow's nipple to discover milk. That's a phrase I needed to say out loud. Still, I never thought you'd go digging up that case from 2 years ago. Everyone in this trial was involved in the SL9 incident. Not only that, but the murder occurred on the very day the evidence from that case was due for transferal. This can't all be attributed to mere coincidence. Aren't you forgetting something? You know that little scene I happened to witness? The instant Lena stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. No matter how much of the past you dig up, it won't change what I saw. Roast beef is meant to be savored when eaten. Miss Starr hatred towards Lena. It all dates back to 2 years ago. Yeah, does she have anything to say about that? Maybe, maybe not. It did get her fired from her job. Joe, that's a name I'll not soon forget. We trailed him for half a year. Oh, the pressure. Still, I don't think it was ever more alive than I was then. Those days were steamier than a bowl of hot gravy. Gravy. Poor old Jake Marshall, though, must have been going through hell. You mean because of his brother's death? They were close, those two. After Neil died, something took over Jake. He became obsessed. Seeing Jake like that made her all the more desperate. Her? Lena Skye. My sister. The best of the best were put on that SL9 case. Of course, they were led by that legendary duo. Lena and Gant, possibly the murderer of this case. Once again, I've said this multiple times, I do not trust Chief Gant at all. He is hella suspicious. That legendary pair was the reason we were able to keep up our investigation. That's why we were shocked over how it turned out. You mean with the forging of the evidence? Don't get me wrong. Joe got what he deserved. Still, it was obvious the evidence produced in court was being manipulated. Items our team never found would suddenly appear while other items were kept secret. But you don't have proof anything illegal was done. I'm proof enough of what happened. Oh, are you talking about how you got fired? After that case, all of us, save Goodman, were relieved of our duties. Most without even so much of an explanation. Then Lena Skye transferred to the prosecutor's office and became chief prosecutor. Lena always wanted to be a prosecutor. Nothing's quite as simple as it appears. Huh? Lena Skye was merely being used as a pawn by Gant. That's my take on the matter. She was being used by Gant. Probably used by Gant. Damon Gant and Lena Skye. Gant led the investigation, with Lena second in command. They were the best. They solved all kinds of cases together, didn't they? Damon Gant's magnetism, in particular, was almost unreal. His magnetism? By that I mean his ability to attract evidence. He produced the most incredible evidence in the cases he handled. Incredible evidence, you mean? Oh yes, there were rumors about him even back then. No one dared confront him though. I take it she's talking about forged evidence. Oh, I believe it. Back then, everyone looked up to Lena. All the detectives wanted to be like her. Really? Oh yes, myself included. I was a fool, really. She hated anything crooked and always watched out for the other detectives. That's why she was so concerned for Jake. Mr. Marshall. When Jake's brother was murdered, she felt as she had lost her own brother. If it wasn't for her, I don't think Jake would have ever recovered from his shock. That's what makes it all the more infuriating. Miss Starr. That's why I'll never be able to forgive her. Why did she have to turn so cold after that? Probably because Gant did something to her. Or something, I don't know. I just know he did something. It's something to do with Gant. Lena transferred to the prosecutor's office 2 years ago, didn't she? Yes, thanks to Chief Gant's powerful influence. Chief. That's right. Having solved the SL9 case, his position as chief was secured. There was only one thing left for him to control. And then no one could stand in his way. The prosecutor's office. What, you mean? That's why Lena was transferred? If he could control the chief prosecutor, he could control the prosecutor's office. That must have been his goal all along. But how could he control Lena? I don't know, but one thing's for sure. Ever since that case ended, she's never been the same. It's only logical to conclude. There must have been a reason for her change. At last, I'm finally getting close to the bottom of this ugly mess. Thank you, Miss Star. You listen to me, Rookie. It takes more than just ingredients to create fine cuisine. I hope you turn out to be a better chief than I've been. Better chef than I've been. Do you have anything to say about this picture? No. Maybe you'll be able to tell black from white in court tomorrow. Funny. But do you have anything to say about this jar? No. Let's see. Did I already show you this? Okay, I did. Where do I go now? Was the question. Oh, okay. Oh, you're back. You're still here? I gotta make 150 copies of these files. Brewing coffee, copying files. I'm turning into a regular DJ. You're a DJ as well? I don't think that's what a DJ is, Goodman. Not Goodman, Gumshoe. I keep hearing the name Goodman so many times, it's like stuck in my head. If I'm not mistaken, I think he means desk jockey. Oh, that DJ. That makes more sense. Gotta admire your persistency, but my answer is still no. I'm not letting you into the chief's office, period. It'd be my neck on the line. That office is the last crime scene in the SL9 incident. I have to take a look in there. There's gotta be something we could do to make Detective change his mind. I don't know what, though. Hey, that's it! That's okay, that's... non-new stuff. Okay, here's something new. Say, this design's based on an old Chinese parable, right? Oh yeah, everyone knows that. There was this, dragon. Yeah, that's it, a dragon. He had a thing for shields, see? That's not exactly the version we heard. No, but this one sounds more exciting. Anyway, it gets kind of gory after that. I'll spare you the details. Okay. I think I've showed you everything I can. I don't got anything new. What can I show you to change your mind? I must be missing something with someone else. Maybe the shield? I don't know. Maybe I could go back to Lena. Though I don't think she's gonna tell me anything about any of these items. Yeah. Anyways, I will be right back. I need to go to the bathroom. Okay, I'm back. Now back to finding out what it is I have missed. What could it be? What could it be? Oops. That's the wrong button. There we go. should give me 1 more second. I need to get a charger. Okay, there we go. You see, I use my phone to keep an eye on the chat so I can see what's going on. Since I don't really have a setup for 2 monitors to have like the stream and my stream stuff on another monitor. So this is, if I keep my phone charged, I can actually see what's happening in the chat. So if somebody joins and like wants to talk or something, I can easily communicate. Okay, back to the game. Didn't you say something about a crumpled piece of paper that... Hold on, wait. I almost forgot about this. He'll sue you. I almost forgot about the little animation of him throwing the paper ball on the floor before we started talking to him. Almost forgot about that. I wonder what he was writing before. Come on, Mr. Wright. Let's take a look. Right in front of his eyes. Are you crazy? Edgeworth is sitting right there. Just distract him. I'll check it out. Hey, Edgeworth! My man! My dude! Is that Detective Gumshoe out the window there? Oh no, he's falling to the ground! Hold on. First, let me see what this girl's doing crawling around my feet. He didn't even look. I mean, I wouldn't look either. That was pretty bad of a distraction, Mr. Wright. What? Letter of... If you're having trouble reading, I'll read it for you. It says letter of resignation. Edgeworth, you don't mean... I'm tired, right? I feel as if something inside me has died. But Mr. Edgeworth, none of it is your fault. I know the path I've walked. You don't need to tell me. And the path I've walked hasn't been a just one. I can't forgive myself for what I've done. And no one else should forgive me either. Uh-oh. I think he's serious. Mr. Wright, please, you have to do something. This letter of resignation. I wonder if I can use it for anything. Probably to go give the Gumshoe. Just slap it in his face. Gumshoe cares a lot about Edgeworth. So maybe he'll do something once he sees this letter. I would hope, at least. Where is it? Criminal Affairs, there it is. Gumshoe! Take that! What's this crumpled up piece of paper? Oh. No way! Mr. Edgeworth can't be serious. Is he ever not serious? I can't believe they pushed him this far. Mr. Edgeworth really feels responsible. When I first met him, I thought he was as cold as ice, too. But I know different now. He trusted us detectives to provide him with sound evidence. But we betrayed him. Detective. That's it. I made up my mind. But, here, take my ID card. We can't do that if someone found out. They wouldn't let you off the hook for another lost item report. Look at me. It's no secret I'm already out of the loop. After all, I'm friends with Mr. Edgeworth. Depending on how this case turns out, I may already be as good as terminated. What? So at least let me do this. For Mr. Edgeworth's sake. Alright, detective. Thank you. Did my stream cut out for a solid moment? I think my stream cut out for a solid moment. I can't tell. Guess I'll find out later. Now to go to the creepy pipe organ room. February 24th, the Police Department Chief's Office. Here goes, Mr. Wright. Click. Well, that was intense. You know, this looks like the room of an evil villain. It really does. We're in! If anyone finds us now, Detective Gumshoe's a goner. If that happens, I'm counting on you to bail me out. Why are you here? Why did you follow us? Did somebody just get slapped? Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I didn't even know you could slap a ghost. Ah! Detective Gumshoe! Everybody's freaked out that he followed. What are you doing sneaking up on us like that? I wasn't sneaking. I was just worried something might go wrong. So I came to. If you're here, then what's the point in giving us your ID card? How does an ID card get crushed and unusable in a pocket? You know what, game logic? I'm not gonna question it. Hey, don't do that to my card! What did Phoenix do? Did he just, like, crush it in his hand? Or something? I hardly ever get a chance to come in here. So I figured I'd have a look around myself. Besides, we're all in this together now. We're all in this to pizza. You really do want to get fired, don't you? Not if we're lucky. Now come on, let's see what we can find out. I got a bad feeling about this. I do too. I do too. That desk on the other side of the room, was that your sister's? Yes, that's where I was waiting for Lena. On that day 2 years ago. Is anyone using it now? No, sir. This is entirely Chief Gant's office now. He practices a strict policy of preserving the crime scene. That's a strange reason to leave it there. It is. He leaves it as a warning to everyone else. He wants us to be alert. He told us so himself at our New York's party. Of course, he was pretty intoxicated at the time. I see. So ever since Lena left, no one ever touches that desk? No one except Chief Grant and the cleaning lady who's in here each morning. Still, 2 years have passed since that incident. There can't possibly be any clues remaining. Or maybe there is. We don't know that. Can I ask you something? Sure. You only came here to look around, right? Because it's one of the SL9 crime scenes? I mean, that's your only reason for coming here, isn't it? Why do you ask? You don't think... Nah, you wouldn't be. No. No, there's no way. Never mind, don't worry about it. Okay, now then, let's look around a bit more. Hey, hold on. Not so fast, buddy. Huh? What is it? When someone tells you don't worry about it, it's supposed to start bothering you, pal. You don't just let it go at that. So sorry. This guy's starting to get on my nerves. Okay, so what's bothering you? You two don't think... Chief Gant... Oh, I 100% think Chief Gant is a suspect. I've been thinking he was I have thought he was a suspect since he came into the picture. His suspicious-looking, seashell-looking beard man. What? He's right, Mr. Wright. What do we think of him? I think he is a suspect. I think he was the one that did it. Chief Gant. So it's finally come to this. What do I think of him? Perhaps it's best I don't divulge my feelings yet. There you go, ignoring me again. Well, let's examine this room. It can't examine itself. This is the real deal, isn't it? This armor and these weapons. Sure is, pal. The chief doesn't care for intimidations. First the pipe organ, now this armor. Do you know how many taxpayer dollars must have gone into this room? Probably a lot. What? You mean we're paying for this? That's it. I'm not paying 1 cent of my taxes. You don't have any taxes to pay. Sheesh. Be careful of what you say. Who knows? The chief may be hiding in this armor as we speak. I don't think he fit in there. Even if he did, he'd never be able to get back out. Cut it out. You guys don't know how scary that guy could be. Oh, I can believe it. I believe how scary he can be. Don't worry. He seems like a very suspicious guy. He's nice until you get under his skin. He's nice until you say something he doesn't like. You can see pretty far from 15 stories up. If you were to drop that suit of armor from here... At first, the chief wanted to use stained glass for this window. Really? Why didn't he? They say he changed his mind because he wouldn't be able to see the view. That makes sense. Oh. Stained glass or not, it's a huge window. What's in the safe? This is a safe, isn't it? Safe. That word is ripe with intrigue. Okay, if you say so. It looks like a code needs to be entered in this panel to open it. Where's the bird? Where's the parrot from chapter 4? I need the help of the parrot. I don't have a code. I don't think. A 7-digit number. I think I might know what it is. Don't touch it yet. I better wait until I find something more definite. A 7-digit number. Didn't we see one of those somewhere? How about we try entering my birth date? I doubt that's it. Wow, look at the size of Chief Gant's desk. Speaking of that, when we were here earlier. Oh, it's you two! Chief Gant! He put that paper he was reading in his desk. I wonder what he was reading. We can find out. This looks like a list of evidence. A list of evidence? Don't tell me he was tampering with the evidence. In most cases, the list runs twice as long as this, though. Hey, look at the case name. Huh? SL9 incident. I wonder what this is doing here. Hold on, detective. What did you just say? I said I wonder what... No, about evidence lists. Normally they're twice as long. That's right. I guess there wasn't a lot of evidence. A half-sized list of evidence. Most lists run twice as long. It's tampered with. What would the other half of the list be doing here? I knew it! The chief must be hiding something about that case. It would appear so. Also, hold on. I have an idea. I have a big suspicion. I bet I know what it is. I bet I do. I have a hunch. Oh, I know. You want to try my birth date? No, I don't want to try your birth date. I want to try something else. Bruh. I have a better idea. Here goes nothing. Input code 77777777. Of course it's 7777. The game only has said that code like 100,000 times. Bingo! What number did you enter? I entered 77777777777777. Whose birthday was that, pal? The final ID card number on that record. What? The number of the mysterious executive officer who entered the room that day. You mean... that ID number? I think you're 17 shy this time. This can only mean one thing, that Chief Gant's ID number. Say, anyone care to look inside? Before I look inside, I want to examine everything else. Just to be sure. Wow, look at the size of Chief Gant's desk. We found this inside the drawer. A list of evidence from the SL9 incident. Mr. Edgeworth had the other half of that list. What would this list be doing here? We better look a little more into this list. The Chief's organ sure is a sight to behold. Occasionally we hear him playing it from the Criminal Affairs Department. That's on the 2nd floor, and this is the 15th floor of an entirely different building. When a detective screws up, the Chief calls them to this office, and makes them listen to the organ for hours. What's so bad about that? Music soothes the soul. After that, the detective can't hear anything for days except for the ringing in their ears. So it's an instrument of punishment, literally. But aren't the Chief's ears affected? He never listens to anyone anyway. That's besides the point. That's funny. The vase! This was taken on that day 2 years ago. The day Joe ran out of the questioning room and tried to kill Emma. After receiving his award trophy, Mr. Marshall took a picture here. They went along with Chief Gant to question Darky. Darky. I still don't know how to correctly pronounce his name, and it bothers me. I bet he never knew he'd be dead just a few hours later. Gee, you think? These shelves are mostly empty. Lena must have cleaned them out when she transferred over to the prosecutor's office. There's a small picture frame on the left shelf. Hey! This is when Lane and I went to that theme park. Look at that giant window. Makes you want to crash through it and jump outside. You're the only one here that thinks something like that, Gumshoe. This is the 15th floor. I know. I was just saying... Saying what? Ever since making Detective, I've always dreamed about doing something like that. Note to self, Detective Gumshoe has a lot of dreams. So long as he doesn't go crashing through that window, we are good. When he gets fired, don't say that. Let's see, is there anything else to take note of? Okay. That's not what I needed. I need this. This was Lena's desk. It sure is tidy. Lena's always been a meticulous cleaner. There's not even any dust on it. Looks like someone's been keeping it clean. Does Lena ever come back here? No. Chief Gant must still keep it clean in memory of their partnership. They were the stuff legends are made of. Does he keep it in memory of her, or in memory of the crime? That's a great question. Okay, I'm done looking around. Let's go actually... Oh, wait, there's a pattern here. This mark looks like some kind of flower. Where it is, it's designed after the insignia on the prosecutor's badge. Prosecutor's badge? Yeah, like the one hanging from your collar. What? They have badges too? The design's supposed to portray the severity of the punishment system. Now that you mention it, it does look all pointy and kind of painful. But Mr. Edgeworth never wears a badge. That's because he's a sharp dresser. A badge like that wouldn't go too well with his outfit. So sharp dressers don't need to wear badges? I guess everyone just kind of lets it slide. I don't see how that's supposed to signify severe punishment. Also, let me look at... I got that list, right? Of it. Yeah, okay, yeah, I do. Let me see. Oh, what is this? Hello. Oh, is this the sketch Emma drew? She did mention a drawing. I wonder what this is. It looks like someone drew some kind of sketch here. What is it? Did you find something? I can't make it out. I better keep quiet about it for now. Huh. Oh, no, it's nothing. Why are your eyes moving about like that, Mr. Wright? I better not forget about this picture. That's probably the picture Emma said she tried to draw. Maybe. Is there any money in there? How much does he have stashed away? I wonder if it's the other part of the vase. Look, it is the part of the vase. A shard from a broken cup. This somehow looks familiar. Where have I seen it before? There's something else in here too. What's this? It looks like a piece of leather cloth. Oh, it's a handprint! It's a handprint! This is a handprint, isn't it? Hey, I saw someone wearing a shirt like that once. You think that chief made up the design? I don't think so. Oh, well, it was just a thought. Is that it? This is all that was in the safe? Apparently so. It's empty now. A piece of cloth with a handprint on it. And a broken shard from... That's not from a cup. That's from the vase. That was in the evidence room. They look like pieces of evidence. Yeah, but unless you can prove that they have something to do with this case, I'm afraid I can't just let you take them. After all, it's my neck on the line here. Great. Now I have to prove their relevance to get them. How are these two items related to the SL9 incident? Come on, there's gotta be something we can show the detective. There is something we can show the detective. Now where is he? There he is. Where's the vase at? There's the vase. Not vase, the jar. Detective Gumshoe, could you have another look at this jar? I remember when the three of us put that back together. Ah, those were the days. It's kind of early to be nostalgic. Wasn't this jar a piece of evidence from that case? That's right! One of the shards had an SL9 incident sticker on it. Doesn't this ring any bells? You know, that fragment we just found? You mean this one? That was in the safe? Yes, that one. That was in the safe. Oh, come on. There you go, there you go. He got it. He has it now. Now that you mention it, it's ringing a lot of bells. Let's see if it fits. Alright, assemble the fragments. Here, let me see that shard. I'll take a crack at this. Go ahead, pal. Show us what a rookie can do. Mr. Wright, here's some glue. If I could piece this together again, it'll prove Chief Gant was knowingly hiding evidence. Here goes... nothing. Let's see, it's probably like that. Yeah, there we go. It has blood on it! There, it fits like a charm. That, of course, means Chief Gant willingly and knowingly hid a piece of this jar in a safe. In other words, he concealed a piece of evidence from the SL9 incident. But, hey guys, get a load of this. What is it? The piece you just attached. It's different from the others. It has blood on it. There's a reddish line on it. A reddish line. That's blood. I don't get it. Why would Chief Gant hide this in his safe? I don't know, but can I check it? I can check the foot of it for some reason. Huh, this thing doesn't have a bottom. That's weird. I wonder which side is up. Better yet, what's the purpose of the bottomless jar? At least it doesn't collect any dust inside, right? I don't think that's how it works. Hey, look here! It's hard to make out, but there's a dark red stain here. Looks like blood. This piece the chief has... The piece that the chief has is different, though. The blood stains on the other pieces are just spots. But this one's a line. That is odd. Is there anything else to take of note? I don't think so. Wait, Gant always wears gloves. Don't be so negative, detective. We do want you to share your information, though. Oh, who am I fooling? I've never had anything useful to share to begin with. Ugh, got it. Got to stay positive. What did the other piece of evidence look like again? No longer can be opened without a fingerprint match. Besides, there's no reason for the... Hold on. Hey, wasn't your locker the one with the blood print? Oh, he took the handprint. I feel a lot better now that this jar is complete. But it only raises another question. What was a piece of it doing in Chief's safe? The back? Oh, I already got the back of it, don't worry. Already examined it. Already ahead of you on there, don't you? We're trying to find evidence for the second thing, right? For the handprint? Can I check this? No? Okay. I'm assuming it might be like the handprint from the locker. Maybe he wiped it off and used it? Or not, I don't know. That would be how he opened up the locker, if he got a handprint from Marshall somehow. Detective Gumshoe, I'd like you to have a look at this. Hey, I know what that is. So you want to take some fingerprints. That's a great idea, Detective. Alright, go to town. Sheesh! What are you doing? Why are you sticking your hand out like that? Go ahead, take my fingerprints. It's not your fingerprints we want to take. Huh? Come on, this isn't the time for jokes. We're talking about the cloth we found in the safe. Oh, haha. I knew that. The one with the handprint on it, right? Sheesh! Where are your sense of humor? I bet this is Marshall's handprint. Sprinkle the powder on it with cloth, and then then once they've been absorbed into the prints below, blow the rest away. What are you, my mom? I don't have to be told a million times. Alright, let's get this over with. Whoops. Wrong button. Speaking of which, though, I should probably spray the luminol around this area. There might be blood or something somewhere. Spray, spray, spray. Spraying powder everywhere. Spray, spray, spray. Spraying powder. Bruh. Spraying powder everywhere. I gave it my best shot. That kind of result won't be good for matching prints, will it? But it doesn't look like we'll get a clear result from this print. Okay, let's try a different finger then. Wouldn't it be funny if it was Gumshoe's finger for some weird reason? That doesn't look like it'll work either. Oh, this one might work. There we go. Let's see. Is it Jake's? Oh, it's not. Oh, it's Emma's fingerprint. Huh. Why would he have Emma's fingerprint? No. How can this be? What are Emma's fingerprints doing here? Hey, you found a match? Whose fingerprints were they? Huh? Oh, it seems the prints are too old. They aren't clear enough to get a match. Oh, that's too bad. I thought they had to be Darky's prints. Psst. Hey, you, over here. What's going on here? What are the kids' prints doing inside the chief's safe? Don't ask me. Let's just keep this information from Emma for now. Here, maybe you should hold on to this. Well, was I any help? Of course! Thanks to your ID card, we were able to get some hard evidence. Now, that's not very kind, is it? Is it Gant? It's Gant. In other words, if it wasn't for his ID card, he would have been useless. Yeah, Gant! Are you gonna tase me? Or something, or blow out my eardrums with your organ? Isn't that right? You in the coat? Eek! Chief Gant! We didn't think you'd be back so soon. Fortunately, I'm a man who believes in signs. As I was walking to my meeting, I happened to look out a window and saw a stray dog run into a pole. Just then I thought of a certain detective. Do you mean me, sir? Now then, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you all to leave. Yes, sir. Sorry. Oh, you in the coat. Me, sir? Drop off your ID on the way out. You won't be needing it anymore. But, sir... Now get out! See, look, this is the face of somebody who's gonna be a murderer. Well, we got what we need. Gumshoe, we have what we need. It's okay. Yes, sir. We'll be on our way, too, then. Wait. You, the one without the spiky hair. Don't go yet. Me, sir? I'd like a word with you. But, sir, I'm not a licensed scientific investigator yet. You with the spiky hair, you're free to go. I have a bad feeling about this. Mr. Wright! I have a very bad feeling about this. You better not touch Emma. He better not touch Emma while he's in there. Look, pal, if I've ever told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. The chief's office is off limits. But no, you just had to go sneaking in there like that, didn't you? But it was worth it. We got evidence, Gumshoe. I thought you said you didn't care anymore if you got fired. Yeah, but if I knew it'd be like this, I never would have said it. Now that I've seen the evidence Chief Gant was hiding in his office, I think I'm finally starting to get the picture. But why has she kept eerily silent about all this time? Anyway, you listen to me. I'm gonna try to smooth things over with Chief again. Later, pal. That's probably not the best idea, Gumshoe. After that, I heard from Emma. She said the police wanted to ask her some questions, so she'll be busy for the rest of the day. I have a bad feeling about this. I see. So the chief asked Emma to come in for questioning. It's no use thinking about it. Tomorrow's the final day in court. I'm committed to doing everything I can to defend you, which is why I'm here. But I've already told you all I can. What you've told me over these past couple of days. It's absolutely nothing. Not a single useful thing. Really. I believe I did mention something quite important. Something I told you right at the beginning. I said that I was the one who stabbed Detective Goodman. You know, I think I've finally figured it out. I know who it is that's lurking behind your words. Mia did a good job mentoring you. I'm rather jealous. It seems Edgeworth was right. Edgeworth? Once you're convinced you know something, no one can persuade you otherwise. Thick-headed is the term he used, I believe. Now's my chance to get her to tell me the rest of the story. Yes, tell me the rest. Please. I have to admit, I was more than a little perplexed at first. You insisted you did it, yet there was no incriminating evidence. That's when it hit me. It's not that you're unwilling to tell the truth. It's that you're incapable of doing so because of a certain individual. What an intriguing notion. A certain individual, you say? So you think I'm protecting this person? Protecting? No. I think afraid of is more like it. If I'm not mistaken, the person in question may have persuaded you to silence. For argument's sake, Mr. Wright, who may I ask is this person you're speaking of? The one I am supposedly so frightened of. What is this person's name? You are afraid of Gant.
Take that!
Well, Miss Guy? Mr. Wright, you are addressing the chief prosecutor. Do not forget your place. I take it she's still not ready to spill the beans. My apologies. Could you please tell me a bit more about what you think you know? We were partners until 2 years ago. I respected him as a detective. Assuming he is respectable, then tell me something. Why would he try to hide his crimes? His crimes? Both you and Edgeworth will be brought before a board of inquiry for what you did. Specifically, hiding and forging evidence. Of course, these are serious offenses. Why is it, though, that Chief Gant's name was never mentioned? Chief Gant? Edgeworth didn't know the truth behind the forgery. The only party who could have possibly tampered with the evidence was me. I had access because I was second in command of that investigation. Yes, you, but also the one other Damon Gant. If you intend to accuse Chief Gant, you'll need more than just words. Show me proof that Chief Gant falsified evidence in that case.
Take that!
I just found this in a safe in the Chief's office. This jar piece, this piece of cloth. Do you know what these are? They're pieces of evidence from the SL9 incident. The person concealing evidence was none other than Chief Gant himself. Now tell me, why are you taking all the blame for him? Touché, Mr. Wright. It's as you submissed, I cannot disobey the Chief's orders. Even if it means being found guilty for murder. Why not? Come now, Mr. Wright. You can't possibly expect me to be able to tell you that. 3 days ago, I had no choice but to cooperate. In the murder of Detective Goodman. Or perhaps I should say, follow orders. Yes, there's more accurate than cooperate. Although I can't tell you the details, I can say that I was given an order that day. I need you to dispose of Bruce Goodman's body. You'll find it inside the trunk of Miles Edgeworth's car. Just as I suspected. Despite what everyone believes, you were not the one who murdered Detective Goodman. Correct. I was trying to take the body out of Edgeworth's car. The trunk's lock was broken, and I discovered that murder weapon while inspecting the body. The murder weapon? You mean Edgeworth's knife? No. When I found the body, this was the knife stuck in it. The knife from the SL9 incident. Serial killer Joe's knife. I couldn't just leave that knife in him, so I took it out and stabbed him with another knife. That would be Edgeworth's knife. That's right. Even though he was already dead, my hands were shaking at the thought of stabbing him. That's why I ended up cutting my hand. And that is the reason for the bandage on your right hand? Yes, it seems that I got blood on the victim's shoes as well. And then? She saw me just as I plunged the knife in. Miss Starr, huh? That makes a lot of sense. Why did you need to hide Darky's knife so badly? It took a lot of work to finally close the case 2 years ago. It was over with. I didn't even want it to be opened again. My intention was to prevent that by whatever means possible. So, you hid the knife. The weapon used to stab the detective was evidence in the Joe case. If word got out, which it would, the reporters would have a field day with that. So you wrapped the knife in your scarf and hid it. In Edgeworth's exhaust pipe. Right. Then I called my sister to tell her what happened and to ask her to hide the knife that was inside my muffler. You asked Emma. I didn't want anyone on the force to know about this. That would explain why Emma is so confident about Lena's innocence. Speaking of phone calls, I had a bad feeling about one of them that day. A bad feeling. The truth is, after I received those orders from Chief Grant, the first thing I did was make a phone call. A phone call to Patrolman Jake Marshall. To Marshall? Why on earth would he call him? The lead investigator for the SL9 incident had been murdered. I wanted that fact to be kept hidden, and I needed help. He was the only other person I could trust. Or at least, I thought I could trust him at the time. However, it seems that after I spoke to him, he went off on an escapade of his own. Oh, you mean, not wanting the case to die, he decided to take things into his own hands. He disguised himself as Detective Goodman and tried to steal the evidence. He had already stolen the ID card. But it seems he still hadn't made up his mind to break into the evidence room. After my phone call, any remaining doubts he had must have disappeared. So your phone call caused the incident in the evidence room. I'm afraid that's all I could tell you. But Lena, you've earned my respect, Mr. Wright. but as a defense attorney and investigator. Now please, don't pursue this any further in court tomorrow. Oh, I will pursue it. Tomorrow's trial, there's only one way to drive off late as the demons. I've got to get to the bottom of everything. Detective Goodman's real murderer. And what went down in the chief's office 2 years ago. To be continued. In the next stream. This seems like a very good point to end it for now. And I have a feeling that Emma... I have a feeling she's probably gonna be a witness. I have a feeling she's probably going to be a witness in court. Gant is going to use her against us. I don't know how, but he's going to probably find a way to do so. And I'm excited to see how that turns out. I really am. I'm excited to see how this final trial in this game is. I'm excited to see I'm just gonna stick with I'm really excited to see it. Looking forward to it. It's gonna have its own episode and everything, its own stream, completely dedicated to this last trial. So, without further ado, to everybody watching the stream, I hope you have a good day, or a good afternoon, maybe even a good night, if you stumble upon this and watch throughout the stream and make it to this point. Hope y'all sleep well. And if you're interested in catching the past videos of Phoenix Wright I've streamed, you can go to my YouTube channel, Sky and Night. And if you enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to keep updated on that. And I could say the same thing from here. Hit the follow button if you want to see my other streams in the future. And now that that's out of the way, I hope you all have a good day, good night. Once more, I'll see y'all next time in the next stream.